This game was a beast in its peak. It was a cultural phenomenon. You'd have Super GT streaming like he doesn't at the moment, Key25, Rory Alexander, myself, Basic Holly. They shouldn't shut this thing down. Today we're going to do the last ever daily race in Gran Turismo Sport. You can see here everyone's been paying their farewells. Super GT, Treviso, lots of people that I've raced over the years. This is it. I think this is the last ever daily race. In fact, I hope the lobby's going to be open for it. Daily Race C. So if you've been on this channel and you've seen GT Sport over the years, then I really hope you're going to enjoy this. We're going to go in the RCZ, the car that I bought in real life because I enjoyed driving it so much in Gran Turismo. Insane. And this video is sponsored, by the way, by GT Mega, who have been with us since the very beginning. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Please. Please. Yes, it's going to work. So GT Mega, they gave me this rig when I was a tiny GT Sport streamer, and now we're a bigger Gran Turismo streamer. So do use user code Kireth5 at gtmega.com. You can get a 5% extra off the GT Mega sim rigs, including the GT Mega Prime that I'm on now. That's absolutely bulletproof. I've used this through Gran Turismo Sport into Gran Turismo 7. So I can't even remember how to do this, to be honest. So we need to get a ghost up. And, Quinton here is in... can we not load the ghost? Oh, is it a case that you can't load the ghost in the race, isn't it? So that's a big quality of life feature that you have here. But anyway, timing-wise, it is about 1:58 they're doing. People on my friends list, Treviso doing a 1:59. Let's just see if we can get around 2 minutes. And no... tuning in GT Sport. Right, here we go then. How am I going to find it? I haven't driven this for ages. Wow, it's so good to be back though. You can tell the simulation is not as advanced as GT7. I'm in automatic gears for some reason. Let's quit that. The simulation is not as advanced. There's not as much going on. Okay, manual gears. Okay, let's do it. 2 minutes and then the first daily... Well, the last ever daily race. I used to live here on GT Sport. In fact, I want to hear your GT Sport stories in the comments. Let me know if you don't mind. What are your memories of yourself playing GT Sport? Maybe watching streamers, or maybe watching myself in the Peugeot RCZ here, car that I just absolutely adore. Had so much fun in this car. I went out and literally bought one. That doesn't say everything about Gran Turismo. I don't know what does. And I remember just going through these corners and there's not as much going on with the physics. It's it's amazing actually to feel the advancement here, because I know how different this would be in GT7. For example, there's a lot less penalty manipulating the car with the brake in GT Sport. We are not going to be on the pace here at all. But I used to actually win races in top split in GT Sport. So I used to win the highest ranked lobbies available in the daily races. It's absolutely insane to think about. I was a fiend on this. It's a story to anyone watching. If you don't think you're good enough, honestly, just with enough practice, sometimes with a bit of coaching. I mean, I had a coaching session with David Perel in GT Sport. And now I coach drivers in Gran Turismo 7. It's absolutely insane. Well, I don't think there's going to be anywhere near a 2-minute lap time. Go down to second gear, I think for the rotation with much less penalty. Basically, the car snaps into traction almost immediately. In Gran Turismo 7, there's a much bigger penalty for getting out the traction. Now that penalty was huge at the beginning. I remember I made a video here at Suzuka in the Honda NSX just showing sort of through the S's the penalty for losing traction. So I'm hoping it's going to be a 10-lap sprint summit. It's just some hard tyres. Don't know if there's going to be any strat, so we'll have to work it out. I hope it's not a fuel saver. Wow, 4 seconds off. Let's see if we can get 4 seconds ahead of our Delta. Got a bit of rocking on the wheel here. You see going down the straight. It's coming back a little bit. I think those downshifts are not necessary. Purple for us. Yeah, it's a lot simpler simulation, but I do miss it because it becomes a lot more about the racing, but it makes me appreciate that I've developed as a racer, that I can sort of appreciate what's going on in GT7. So if anyone is making the jump from Sport to 7, because Sports Server's being shut down, I think you will actually experience a lot more physics and handling. Right, I've got to be better there on the brakes. Have a look at big braking zone if I'm applying enough. It's 1.5 up at the moment. Not sure that's really going to cut it, unless we lost a lot in spoon. Let's see. We did lose a bit in spoon, and maybe 130R we lost a bit, so... Okay, maybe we can get up to that 2-minute mark, if it's even going to match it. I don't know, this is... I've just hit record, everyone. I want to share this moment with you as we go into the last ever GT Sport daily race. And we're P10. Here we go. We are A+. There's a nice mix of drivers. There's only 12 drivers. From a GT Sport, you had 20 drivers in the lobby, right? So here we got 12, and the fastest qualifying time is a 2-minute. So I reckon we can try and have a really, really good quality. This is going to make me quite emotional. If I really enjoy this race, it's going to make me super emotional because I will really miss GT Sport. And I remember saying I was on a iRacing. I was doing the Daytona 24 Hours in iRacing, and it must have been January 2022, so a few months before G7 came out, and I was racing with Rory Alexander, Arias and Charlie Roscoe. And I remember Rory was saying to me, oh, I can't wait to G7, it's going to be amazing. And I said, yeah, I completely agree. But I do think we might, right now in GT Sport, might be sort of the best racing ever is. Like, it might go downhill. I remember Rory saying, no, I definitely won't, it's going to be better. And I said, well, I think, yeah, hopefully. But what if it's not? And I do feel like the racing element, just BOP, competitive, stat lobbies from top to bottom, respectful racing, really did peak and therefore has gone downhill since GT Sport. I really do strongly believe that. So we've got 7 tons tyre wear, 2 tons fuel, so maybe it's going to be a little bit of a tyre saver. So say hello to everyone. I'm a little bit emotional about this, I've got to be honest. I'm a little bit emotional. And I want to do well here. I'm wearing some different headphones, so I can't quite hear the game as well, but hopefully everything is recording. Put a thumbs up emoji in the chat if everything's okay on the sound. Oh my goodness, I spent 1,500 hours in this game. So, you know, that is the equivalent of basically 3 hours a day for 5 years. It's a lot of time. And I think it was a great game. Like, I'll stand by it. I appreciated when I was doing the GT7 content in the lead up to GT7, it opened my eyes to the single player fans, to career fans that have been left out in GT Sport. And I definitely appreciate that a lot more. But selfishly for me, and I know a lot of people watching, this game was a beast in its peak. If you're watching this on YouTube years later, I cannot explain, like, it was a cultural phenomenon in COVID. Everyone was at home. 2020, 2021. I guess it's a fuel burner. And we were just testing our metal, videos and live streams. And Monday nights, when the daily races came out, he'd have Super GT streaming, like he doesn't at the moment, Key 25, Rory Alexander, myself, Basic Ollie. There's not a lot of people left who are still streaming Gran Turismo. But back then it was just, and I feel like the physics and everything contribute to it. Let's not spin it. So, starting in P10. Let's get the old... that's what we had on the BB, so I trust that. No traction control, get the radar up. Let's try and have a bit more pace and not spin it, because there are literally no second chances here. This is the last race ever. See, the radar's a bit more zoomed in. I actually prefer that, I think. We've already gained one position into the S's. Fourth gear, probably want to be down in third. I feel like I could have streamed this game for a lot longer, honestly. It might sound weird, but I feel like I would have preferred... When the dailies weren't good in GT7, I feel like I should have just streamed GT Sport. I really regret it now. I honestly feel like... I don't know if anyone's ever had a pet, like a pet dog or pet cat or pet hamster, but I feel like I'm having my last play with my pet before it's going to be put down. My last punt. Fair play. Still only 6 seconds off the leads. He's all over the shop there a little bit. Please don't put me in the last race. Thank you so much, sir. Into Spoon. Don't want to run wide there like he has. Get the dirty tyres. Oh, I just love that on the exit, Spoon. Tap the brake, get the rotation. Oh, my goodness me. It's so good, the handling in this game. It's just about racing. They should have called it the real racing simulator. Someone's gone off here. Careful in first gear. 2 seconds. Yeah, very careful. Oh, the Supra's had a bit of a slide. Look at, there we go, there's the Ferrari Bentos Racing. We used to pretend we were sponsored, and now we've got loads of sponsors. It's crazy. We went from sort of the world of make-believe to make it true. So this is a game which started many careers. I think Ollie is now full-time. I know he's full-time, and I know Rory's full-time, and I know Key25's full-time. And I know Super GT's full-time, and arguably this game it's the reason why. 7.4 at front, we've got to make some headway here. In fact, I even was full-time for a few months. Set up some stuff around the channel. I owe it all to this game. It's more than a game. Since this, I've driven Ferrari 488 GT3, one of my favourite cars. Let's have our wits about us here a little bit. We get on the inside of Spoon. Here, just up the inside. Right. Someone else has gone. Lucky with the ghosting. P3's involved. The podium definitely on. Then we'll have to see if we stretch our legs. But yeah, I've gone Mazda MX-5 racing in real life. I've won a karting championship. Lobbies aren't exactly what they used to be, but... Oh my goodness me, they're actually all after us, aren't they? Okay, let's take stock. 9 seconds to the leader. He's only done a 2:02. I think we can do that. I know we've got fuel, but we've got ABS. Oh yeah, ABS is on. Let's try to go purple through the S's. There's very little risk, I feel, of oversteer on throttle application, which you do get in GT7, especially on the hard tyres. I mean, this feels like soft tyres in GT7. So let's be super aggressive. There we go, that's what we want to see. Going purple. 8.8. Can we bring that gap down? It would be so poetic hope I really hope this video's recording. Like, I'm so glad that I just turned up here for the last race to pay my respects. Like going to a funeral, God's sake. They shouldn't shut this thing down. This doesn't deserve to be shut down. Like, this is still good enough. And it's a first party game. Like, Sony, I'm sure, can afford to keep the servers on. Like, this should be the cheap option. GT7 can stay at a premium price, but I think it pretty much has done. GT Sport. I've been in the... For God's sake, I've been in the Gran Turismo movie. I've been in the box office movie. I've gone to the red carpet premiere because of this game. You're watching me quite possibly because of this game. Can't wait to read your comments, by the way, like your memories of GT Sport. I'll put one of my own in as well. So it looks like we might be... Is that P2 there? Yeah, but P1, 9.3 have gone away from us. So purple sector 1. Still 5 laps to go, so we can bring this back. There we go, there's a bit of a slide, but you see, it's quite easy to control. On the grass there, got to be careful. More rotation. So you've just got to be patient. I remember following Roswell through here many a time and just seeing how he was so consistent and apexing off the last curb, just trying my best to follow him. I've raced with some super quick drivers in GT Sport. On my playseat challenge, I know this video is sponsored by GT Omega, but that was back in the day on my playseat. My pedals used to fall off the rig and my Thrustmaster wheel used to overheat, and I loved it. I used to play in VR because I didn't have a TV or a monitor. I used to stream to 5 people if I was lucky. Video would get 100 views if I was lucky. And I loved it. Just loved it. So I think we're catching PT, but without that moment we might have caught P1 a little bit as well. So 9.5. I think we need to try and get that under 9 seconds if we can, but it's going to be difficult. But it's definitely those lap times I think are attainable for us. Not doing anything silly as well. So the guy behind us is... Remember, I understeered off there in that FIA race, so 2 cars right behind us. Still second off the leader. Got to get past this guy, otherwise we're going to have a world of pain behind us. It teaches you good habits, this game. Like, you've got to be really sharp at turning in here. You can't get on the power too early or you understeer. I mean, it's... You know, iRacing's a better sim, but this is more plug and play. So you end up playing more, you end up learning more. Up the inside. Done worse over the years. Oh no, don't spin there. Step to the inside. Get batter with the master, we'll just keep it here, we'll be okay. Good racing, because he could have nudged me off. Don't let anyone inside if you can. Careful on the exit. Oh, enemies at the gates. I think P1's going to be super difficult unless he spins. Can we try and catch up with P2? Otherwise, oh my goodness. Don't want to get punted, so... Just patience here, patience at spoon. And run away. Right, 4 seconds to the leader, everyone. 2.4 seconds to the leader. That Devil's Soul, is that his alt account? I remember racing guy like that. Stay in that gear then. That's the message. It's very close there. It's all over us. 3.5, so we can catch a Hungarian. Still 3 laps to go. If the leader makes a mistake, we'll be there. All the gears through there. It's 3 seconds already. Don't get the grass on the inside. You know what? Sound controversial, and if you're still watching, I assume you got a little bit of affinity for GT Sport, but it's going to be so controversial. I feel like in an alternate universe they could have just kept supporting this game, adding more tracks, adding more cars, and just kept the platform the same. Obviously this doesn't hold up compared to the graphics of Forza Motorsport, but fundamentally it's such a better racing game. They could have added a career mode, like, or they could have just really kept the essence of this in GT7, but for some reason they didn't. Cut the lobby size down, didn't really know where they stood with tuning in, tuning out, bop on, bop off, rather than just doing 2 sets of lobbies for that. FIA seasons really inconsistent, like not just having continual FIA seasons, even if it doesn't quite match up with their real world thing, which is not really sort of relevant to most people anyway. Updating the car roster, like a lot of these GT3 cars and Group 3 was sort of new-ish when the game came out, when they were added post-launch support. We're 2 laps to go. Can we get into this guy? I feel so happy that I've come back to this for the last race. I feel so happy. Oh my goodness me, how was that? Oh, second off, that was 202. We can try and get that second. Yeah, remember that little green bit you can go onto? Don't go on the grass here. It's a little lift on the inside, aim for that green bit. Now you might want to brake. Again, try and get on that green bit. You come out a little bit then, but you have to come back. I've hit the brake too hard. I've completely lost all my speed there. Should not be purple yet. Damn it. But there we go, I know what my mistake was and I can try and fix it. This guy is tough. Porsche. .6. Oh my goodness, we need him to come back to us, and we need to go to him a little bit. Lap and a bit to go. Didn't go out enough there. He's not had the best exit. So we'll keep it in 5th, I think, for 130i, right? It's 5th or 6th? Are you staying in 5th here? Yeah, 5th, I think. I'd love the P2, I'd also love to keep the podium. Let's try and get that P2, give it everything. So last lap is going to be 2.4 seconds. Here's the gap. Come on. We should keep this now. Oh, he's swatching them off. They're going to fight. I did give it everything. Okay, a bit too much. Direct tyres. Don't let him up the inside here. It's in my muscle memory to glance down at that radar. I'm not afraid. Been here many times before. Thousands of times probably. It's all about spoon. Best damn racing game ever made. What a gamble by Kaz to do this. Like, just tore... this is from the ground up, by the way. So what you call a racing game from the ground up, right, okay. Yes, 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 yes! Podium in our last race. We hang on to it. Oh man, that was just a lot of fun. That was just a lot of fun. It's going to be the 3rd place trophy, everyone. 3rd place trophy in GT Sports' last ever race. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I just want to let the... I know it's not good for retention on YouTube, but I just want to let this play out, and just so we can just see the sort of what happens after, and say, you know, that was a good race to people in the lobby. If you know, you know. If you're watching now, you know. Oh, the Corvette C7. And what a list of cars that I love driving. I love driving the Beetle, love driving the 911, love driving the RTZ, love driving the Supra, love driving the Mazda. I've got stories for all of them. The Beetle at Dragon Trail Seaside, 911 at Spa, RTZ I bought, Mazda RX Vision I drove for in manufacturers, had an amazing race at Red Bull, a Red Bull Ring of Manufacturers. The Corvette C7 is the one that I won that. I didn't win the league. I won that league race against Super GT and Nathan Maximum, Roswell, Treviso. All these incredible drivers. #1 on the car. Can't even save the replay. Can't even save the replay. I think... I know, replay's up here. Ooh. I thought they'd taken it away. That's a good idea. Thanks for the clean race, all the iconic ones. But yeah, thank you so much everyone. Thanks for your support over the years as well. And so much more exciting stuff to come on the channel. But this is where we came from. Don't forget where we came from. This is where we came from. This is where we were born. This is where we were forged in the fires of the daily races. 100%. I will see you next time.